Hi guys, and welcome back to another Championship prediction video. Last time out we got one score correct. Sheffield United winning 2-0 against Preston. Very good win for them and they're in very good form. Let's see how we get on here, but before we get into the predictions, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers as quickly as possible, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any more Championship prediction videos. And also I'm going to leave a fixture list in the description, so make sure to copy and paste that into the comments and put your scores in, see how you get on. Let's get into my predictions. Starting off with Hull up against Luton. Hull have sacked their manager on the day of a game. Arveladze is gone. He was in bad form, so it makes sense that they've made the change, but I probably would have waited until after this game was played because, you know, they've got no preparation time at all. They're up against a Luton side that been in better form recently. This game doesn't excite me too much. Hull being at home with, you know, a difference in charge, even though they're not going to have much time, I still think that Hull will end up with a point. So 1-1. Blackburn v Millwall next. For this one, I think I'm going to favour the home side because Blackburn are better at home than Millwall are away, even though both sides aren't in the greatest form at the moment. So I'll go Blackburn to win 2-1. Blackpool take on Norwich, where Blackpool are in not great form, you know, what you'd expect really. Norwich are doing very well. Can't stop winning. Did draw their last game 1-1 against West Brom, but I see nothing other than a Norwich win here. So Norwich 2-0. Bristol City take on QPR now. Both these teams are in good form. Now Bristol City have lost their last two matches, but they have been against Norwich and Burnley, two sides that have just came down. Other than that, Bristol City have been very, very good, and they only lost both of those games by 1-goal margins, so it's not like they've been blown away. I think they're doing well, and I think they will do well. With that attack, they can't go far wrong. QPR, good form as well. For this one, I think I see both teams sharing the spoils in an exciting 2-2. Cardiff up against Burnley. You'd expect Burnley to go and win this one. Cardiff, they pulled out a decent result a few weeks ago, winning against Middlesbrough. Not many would have called that. Other than that, they've struggled as of recent games. But you look at Burnley, they don't lose many, but they're not winning as many as you'd think either. Quite a lot of draws in there. And I fancy Cardiff to throw up a strange result here. So I'll go 1-1. Coventry up against Middlesbrough next. Coventry, bottom of the league. 2 draws in their last 2 games, so they're doing a bit better, but still not got that win yet. Still, you know, bottom of the table, so they are struggling. They're up against a Middlesbrough side that have been pretty poor. You know, they haven't picked up points. They've performed okay, but they're not getting the points on the board, and they haven't won away yet this season. So why not go for it? Middlesbrough to win 2-1. Reading up against Huddersfield. Now Reading have been a massive shock this season, sitting 3rd in the table at the moment. A lot of wins on the board. They're doing very well. Huddersfield struggling, manager sacked. How are they going to get on now? I think their squad is really lacking, and I fancy Reading to just nick this one 1-0. Rotherham take on Wigan next. These two were facing in League One last season. Now they're in the Championship. And it doesn't sound too exciting. Now that I've said that, it'll probably be a 6-goal thriller. But I'm going to do what I do every week and go for at least 1-0. Big one for me up next, Sheffield United up against Blues. And Sheffield United, they are unbeaten in 9. They've won 4 in a row and they haven't conceded in those 4. So this is going to be a pretty big task for Blues. We've been in decent form ourselves. 3 games, 7 points. A win against Preston, who hadn't lost or conceded at that point. A win against West Brom, who I don't think had lost at home yet this season. And then a draw against bottom of the league Coventry. We'd normally go and lose that game, so I will take a point every day of the week. Can we catch Sheffield United at a good time? Because the international break's been, they might, need a bit of time to get back into the flow again. Clutching onto straws here. But in all honesty, I see Sheffield United winning this one 2-1. Sunderland versus Preston. Sunderland have started the season very well. They're currently in the playoff positions. And they've got some very good results. They beat Reading 3-0. Then they went and drew 2-2 against Watford. Some very good points there. They're up against a Preston that since Blues beat them, they've only picked up 1 point. 3 games, 1 point. They're struggling. They're not finding the back of the net. I fancy Sunderland to win this one, but Preston are good defensively. So Sunderland win 1-0. West Brom up against Swansea next. And West Brom, the story so far is too many draws. They've drawn 4 out of their last 5 games. The other result was a loss against Blues. They are struggling. Swansea won their last game 3-0 against Hull. And they've got the team. It's just whether they can get consistent, because they lost the game before that. And I think, to be honest, this one I'm going to have to call down the middle. So 1-1. And finally, Stoke up against Watford. Sunday's game, Stoke, in their last 5, they've only lost 1, won 2, drew 2. So decent form at the moment. Watford, they've sacked Edwards. Slaven Bilic is in the door, which is an interesting appointment. We know Watford are very hot on the trigger when it comes to firing managers. If the results aren't there, the manager's gone. It was a big step up for Edwards coming from League 2. Got Forest Green promoted to League 1, but didn't see any of that League 1 time. Made the move sneakily behind Forest Green Rovers' back, as they say. And it's cost him because he's out of a job already. Probably, if he wanted to step up, don't go to Watford. It's a difficult job. Even if he did well, I couldn't see him lasting more than a year. If he didn't get promotion, he'd be gone. So for this one, Bilic in, experienced manager. I think he's going to turn Watford around, make them harder to beat. And I fancy Watford to pick up a few more wins as well, including this one, 2-1. So, those are my predictions for these championship fixtures. Make sure to get your predictions down in the comments using the fixture list from the description. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more championship content. Up the Blues.